What's up? How's it going, fuckers? We need an intro, okay? We need an intro. So, hi, MB, hi, Nigma, hi, Stan. You seem to all be there very late, and I'm here for it, okay? Tomorrow, I got a stream for you guys. I got a stream for you. We're gonna have fun. Nigma calling MBE bright like a summer girl is not it. It ain't it, Chief. It's not an insult, but MBE ain't a summer girl, okay? Okay, MB, I love you, but don't ever put a bikini on, okay? I'll kill myself. Alright. Let's start with the positives here, okay? First of all, is my camera set up? I feel like I'm off center. No, we good. Alright. Based. Based Dan. Okay. Let's think about DBs, okay? Today is a DB stream. That means that it's a short stream, and it's a stream where we want to kill ourselves. Let's get to it. So, MBE was based enough to... It's not the camera that isn't centered, it's your political views. True! I'm ready, okay? Has anybody else seen the Mark Carney speech in Davos? Whoo! Holy! I'm ready for Mark Carney to be the world first prime minister of the world. I'm ready for it, okay? I'm all in. It was such a good speech. Every part. Just like taking the whole Western world and being like, wake the fuck up! Or shit's getting hot in here. We gotta fix this. And guys, the guy hasn't even applied any pressure and Trump is already folding. Let's be honest. The guy is already like, fuck Greenland anyway. We're gonna come to a deal. Anyway. Oh, brother. Deadlifts are back on the menu, folks. No pain, no gain, okay? It's not your muscle tearing up, it is based liquid filling up your blood, your veins. Alright. So let's get to the actual thing, okay? So let's remove what is actually fucking with my brain. Fuck me, why message not being sent again? Oh, sorry, I'm on top chat. It's mine. It's my... Sorry. Davos, bunch of wealthy retard disconnected from people. Not true at all. Okay? Can we not have the fucking 15-hour version of this? Okay. Go. I don't think that it's a setting that I can do, but I'll see. When you have 2 seconds, go watch the full speech, okay? 16 minutes, and you are going to come, okay? It is based. Let's see if we actually can. All right, if we can, it's not here. By that I mean it's not here that we're going to be able to do it. Yes, and it is the best politician talking, okay? The most based, truthful. He is slamming big Canadian meat on the table, and he's saying, Canada's got what the world wants. By the way, how's your day? It's good. You don't have to say sorry, my friend, okay? You being there is already positive for me, okay? I'm already happy. My day's going great. Okay, I'm sleepy, of course, but tomorrow and the day after, full day off, okay? So that means live stream. Carney, he previously was the governor of the Bank of Canada from 2008 and 2013, and governor of the Bank of England from 2013 to 2020. Fuck off, dude. What the fuck are you telling me? What? Okay, so you're telling me that the guy that was in charge of the Bank of Canada when Canada was the country that survived the banking crisis of 2008, like in the best way, and we're supposed to just be like, oh, I don't care. And governor of the Bank of England, 2013 from 2020, look at these years, inflation was low as fuck there, okay? Things were going great at that time for them. And he was based enough to call UK fucks on their retardation, which is so based. Fuck the UK, okay? Bankers, I love my central bankers. They're the most based people. Holy shit. Like, we can talk all we want about institutions and shit, but central bankers are like the most super giga autistic folks that are like, the numbers. We gotta get the numbers. And they just fucking, like, push the economy towards wealth, which is based. Modern UK, much like modern school, it doesn't exist. True! You know what makes me laugh a lot? Let's go to the Canadian government, okay? And let's go see, I don't know, let's select a country, okay? Argentina. Argentina. Take normal security precautions. Okay. Okay, seems like a safe place to go. Okay. Shit, I screwed something up. But let's go to the UK. Exercise a high degree of caution. Bro. Because of the threats of terrorism. I'm in. The Canadian thing is really good. I love it. The advisory, it's so good. Let's go for Poland. Where are my Polish brothers? It's all fucking green. Yes. Only banker I mildly not hate is the chairman of the Polish Central Bank. Because he bought and is still buying lots of gold. That's fucking retarded. There's nothing more retarded than putting money in gold. Oh no! Somebody needs to check his fucking policies. Look at that nice green block. Let's go check the Swedes. What the fuck is going on in Sweden? Exercise a high degree of caution. What the fuck's going on? Due to the threats of terrorism. God damn. How hard was it to give jobs to your fucking migrants? How hard was it? All they wanted was jobs. I went to Sweden, was in Gothenburg for a month. There was a drive-by shooting and grenade attack during my stay. It's unhinged. Nigma, you're retarded, okay? The problem is not culture, okay? In Canada, you know what we have? We have a bunch of cultures. The people that take care of my kids. Okay, of my kids. Of my kid. Come on, come on. One, okay? They're black, okay? And with the accent, if they're first gen, if they're second gen, I mean, I don't know what happened, okay? They have a strong fucking accent. So, what went on? Is it just that we allow people to, like, have a life and actually implement themselves into a society? Or are we just like, oh, let's take a bunch of people, let's put them into a fucking commie block, and let's then say, you don't have the right to have a job for, like, 2-3 years. And try not becoming ISIS, because we're going to be racist. Because we're paying for you. Because we're not allowing you to have a job. Womp womp. We also let in migrant, but in a legal way. Indians. Based. Yes, providing others a new chance is good if you control the inflow and let them convert. There is no. That's retarded. Why would you convert anything? You don't have to convert. You don't have. Look at EU policy, especially Germany. We see that a grandkid of first generation are far more radicalized. Could it not be that when you give a bunch of people a hard time, it doesn't help in them liking the country? Why does Canada not have a problem with immigration? Why does Canada, like, we just get people in, get in Syrians, get in Ukrainians. Your country is fucked, it's okay. Ours is fucking stable as shit. Oh no. Oh no, we let them have jobs. Melting pot, yes. I'm happy with a melting pot. Also, are you aware of the situation here? What do you mean by situation here? You cannot say, are you aware of the situation here, when the situation is self-made. It's a little bit like saying, are you aware that I don't have legs? And right after I'm like, no, I didn't know. What happened? I decided to cut them this morning to make a point. Okay. Based. MB, that's also the most UK thing that you could say. What is traditional UK food? If it's not a fucking spice you stole, it doesn't taste great. Oh man. No, look, I understand you guys, okay? I understand it. Your countries have implemented immigration like a bunch of fucking retards, and now you're reaping the fucking consequences. Oh wow, it turns out that treating a bunch of people like they should be grateful for their country getting fucked, and when they come in, and you force them to be on welfare, that, oh, magically they should like you. No. No. That's just called prison with extra steps and a little bit more liberty. It's not our fault. Yes. Badly implementing something is the fault of the person implementing it. I'm not saying you personally, of course, Nigma. I'm saying societally. Just like societally, right? We, like... Okay, I'm as white as it gets. I'm as French-Canadian white as it gets. I probably don't have one, like, drop of anything else than the fucking French colonizer, okay? And I will absolutely say my ancestor probably fucking killed some, like, First Nation. And yes, we put them in fucking schools. Yes, we tried to destroy their culture. Absolutely, I'll take it. We did this, okay? The past of Canada, I'll put the jacket. We did this. It's true, it happens. We can say that a country, a population, politicians fucked up without, like, starting a crisis, right? we can just say that and then be, how could we fix it and how could we make things better so that it doesn't happen? Oh no, in Poland, unemployment in age group 18 is 13, still in financial migrant, hell yeah, history and culture. I don't know how much I want to give a shit about the unemployment, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think I have enough data to make my thesis on that. Like, I know that, like, the economy is not as good as it was because literally Trump decided to fucking go for the jugular of the life force of every country on Earth. But, like, there's a part of me, at least as a Canadian, because the same stats are true for Canadians too, right? If we look at unemployment for young people, it's garbage. But, like, also, let's be honest, at least here in Canada, okay? A lot of fucking Canadians won't do some jobs, okay? A lot of Canadians are like, I'm not working at Tim Hortons. That's below me. So, yeah. Otherwise, you don't have food anymore, and you have a liver-killing soup. What the fuck? Maple, it's not our fault. It's one group at most. We Swede hate that group. I would like if you hate them less or tell me who they are. Society hates them. Let's keep them in a ghetto together. True! You guys are so fucking unhinged. It sounds like... like, you guys don't know how fucking unhinged you sound sometimes. It's like, let's bring a bunch of guys. Let's put them in a camp. What? Why? It may be different for you, but here in Sweden people did not make that choice. Oh my god, that's retarded. We granted immigration on the assumption that one will control and work on it. That isn't a retarded idiot that put control and limit. You know, like 10, 5 per 1 month. Are you fucking retarded, Nigma? That number is fucking retarded. Okay? How many people are in Sweden? Okay? How many people are in Sweden? Okay, let's stop being retarded here. Okay, let's talk actual number. Big dick here. Okay? 10 million. 10 million, okay? When was the Syrian crisis? Can I have some fucking dates? No, wait, was... No, that's for Bashar al-Assad getting fucked. Can we have the before that? Thank you. 2011, okay. So let's go into Syrian migrant to Sweden. 2012. Ah, we've got a whole fucking shit. As of 2025, there were 200,000 residents of Sweden born in Syria. Do we make... I'm sorry, am I retarded? 10 million? 200,000? How much is that? How much? What? How are we going to make this calculus? Okay. Oh. Who gives a shit? No, fuck the economy, fuck GDP, and those graphs going up. What's the point of those numbers if people can get a place to live or food for fuck's sake? True! True! Holy shit! There's nothing more true than this! Let me get into your mind, okay? Let me get you into your mind. How do you get more food? And how do you make more houses? One is by having a more efficient economy, which makes you able to produce more for cheaper, which means that you'll have more houses for less and more food for less. And if you do this good enough, you're going to be able to buy more internationally so that you will have a better way of life. Oh, no way. I just don't understand how this is reality. Oh, you don't say. Maple, in maybe 5 years, or Swedish blood will die out, die out. Do you realize the scale? Do you realize how fucking retarded that is? Okay, first of all. Bro. Come here. Nigma. Are you going to have kids? Come on. The Swedish blood will die out, you know? Your blood, it will die out. Better pump out those kids, okay? I was a fucking Nazi before, okay? I know what the fuck it is to be like, you know what? I'll have 5,000 kids and I'll fucking purify my fucking race, okay? I know what it is. And you know what? It's fucking worthless. It doesn't bring you joy. It doesn't bring anything. What do you gain? What does it change if the people of your country are now darker, have a slightly different culture? Are you the same culture that you were 10,000 years ago? Of course not. You've changed so much, and you're probably so Americanized that you're like nowhere near where you were like 20 years ago. So, what the fuck are you protecting here? How about trying to make people have a better life? How do you do that? You do that by making sure that your population, that your citizens that are there are doing the big jobs, you know? The jobs that you can sit comfortably in front of a computer and make big bucks, while you bring in a, let's be honest, slave class that will do all the dirty fucking jobs. This is how you do it. And you know what? The children of that fucking slave class, you know what they're going to do? They're going to be happy fucking citizen, just like you, born in a country that for some fucking reason hates them because of their skin color or because they were fucking born in a different like from a different race. How fucking retarded is that? I hope that everybody, like, in Canada that thinks like that, because you can think how you want. You can think, you can, go ahead. Be retards, okay? In Canada, I'm happy that this shit is dying out, and that they will die with my generation. They're already dying. Stop, there is no point, they don't get it. 1,000 may be tiny, but I don't care enough. I'm already burdened enough with the awareness of this. It doesn't change anything. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck does 1,000 people, like, coming into your country and, like, starting a life and trying to live the dream, trying to be good citizen? What the fuck is that? How is that wrong? People don't understand that the kind of situation is waking up old ghosts that were supposed to be dead forever. Yes, and maybe those old ghosts are fucking retarded. This has been burdening my mind for 2 years. Because just how did we get here? Yes, how the fuck did you bring in a bunch of people and not treat them like humans? What the fuck? We should have been like Poland. Not even... chance it. They called the stubborn arrogant Faden. What the fuck? Poland has about 36 million people, around 2 million people are Ukrainian, but since you're already close culturally, they Polonize quickly. Holy shit. Okay, I guess I need to bring in the arguments. Where the fuck is, can I have a fucking stat? So that we can stop being little bitches. Fuck. I won't be able to find one, I guess. Not here. In 2023. Alright. Oh, do we have numbers here? Okay. 500,000 new permanent resident. There's just one category, guys. Just one. Oh man, I need to go through this faster. Yes, I have a freaking life. What do you think you have to say with this when you don't even realize the scale? What the fuck are you talking about scale? I swear, Maple, you don't get the full picture. And you're reading out of context statement and only get confused. Yes, I do, because you're not explaining anything. Oh, thank you, here's a TLDR. So flag, language, custom, history, all those things don't matter to you. No, they do. But why they do is way more important. Why do you think I love my country so much? Why do you think that I shill my country? And I will always tell anyone that has a fucking brain and has a future should come to Canada. And why do I support them becoming part of our great project? It is because it fucking works. That's it. It works. I don't fucking care about the fact that my neighbor speaks another fucking language. I don't care if the people taking care of my daughter could speak in fucking tongues to her, okay? They could be... I don't care. Why would I care? It's another language that she knows. Wow. Why is it important that they should, like... Isn't the goal, like, to have a life where you can have a lot of perspective, where you can have a lot of culture? Why do people even go on trips if it's not to, like, observe other culture and try to, like, see them and be interested by the differences, right? Why do people do that if it's not to, well, like, you should welcome more of that at home? Okay, what is culture? You're gonna need to say what is culture and why is it fair for you to say that right now, the culture now should stay as it is. Because this is what you're saying. You're saying the status quo of culture needs to stay. This is what you're saying. You haven't brought anything, okay? I'm talking to you, Enigma. You cannot say, here's a TLDR summary and delete your message right after. I'm going to kill myself. At least this is clarified now. Like, these things, I don't care. I don't care about language custom history if they don't have, like, something good that comes with it. Like, whoa. Do you care? Do you care about... Okay, if you were a German, would you care about the history of the Holocaust? Like, what is the care there? The care for that part of history should only be to be like, oh fuck, we fucked up, let's not do that again, right? This should be why you care about that part of history. Like, you shouldn't have a care about it because it's not like a positive care, a care like, oh yes, I like it. You shouldn't. Why? Because it's bad, right? Your flag, your language, your custom, they're not morally good. They're not something that should be replicated by default. They must be good for it to be continued. If your custom, if your history is, I don't know, enslave people and rape women, then maybe, oh just maybe, you should change it. This is what's fun with culture. Culture is malleable. Making it like there's some rigid culture. No, your culture is different from your grandparents, and if you have kids, it's going to be different for them too. You just gotta accept that culture will change. Now, what we can do is try to help it steer it in a place that we want it to go. Okay. Enigma, I am proud to be in a country that is interesting enough and safe enough so people are willing to leave their life to get here. Based. Fucking based. Immigration is good when you have an actual limit. 100 per month is not a limit. This is fucking retarded. 100 people per month. 100. I could get that on my street. What the fuck? A whole separate culture has a full different nature? What? That's simply how they have learned how to exist. It's nothing wrong itself. Oh. Bro. We need the music back. We need the music back. Give me a moment. Okay. Oh, please make me. Oh yeah, I need this. Oh yeah. Can I have the real good one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bring it in. Oh yeah. You know, culture. So the Caucasoid is clearly superior with their skull shape. As you can see, they have the perfect quantity of mass and volume to store the white brain. The Mongoloid has compressed equinox. Bro, what are you talking about? Where are you? Like, culture has a full different nature. What the fuck? Language and skin color is not directly culture. It's a natural aspect, I only mean. Bro, what do you think culture is? What? Okay, do you think that like people that come from Syria, let's take Syrians. Do you think that they go to the toilet differently? Do you think that they have the same life aspirations? Do you think... I don't know. When I went to the park this... I'm saying as if I went like 2 times, but it was more like 4. But I went to the park this summer. And there was somebody, clearly of, well, They're Muslim, let's put it that way, because they had the big scarf. And they were exactly the same as any other people with their kids. I could speak to them, and they spoke another language. And when they saw people that had the same background as them, they spoke to them in their language. And it's okay. What's the problem with that? Do you think that how are they different? How are they incompatible? If they're incompatible, it's because you've made them incompatible. It's because you, in your brain, somehow think they are incompatible, and this thinking of incompatibility is what creates the problem. You are like a bad user in front of a UI. Because the UI is not as it was, it makes you freak out. It makes you unable to go forward. Jesus Christ. Yes, I am a Christing right now. Holy shit. And now with that declare, tell me, what happens if you throw a gallon of water on a boiling oil compared to some drops? You would have to say... You would have to say that... Okay. What would you say would happen if I raped your mom, and then I said, sorry? How does this link in any way to the situation? Like, we're not talking about millions of people that came into your country. In Canada, that was the case, okay? In Canada, we don't give a shit, okay? But that's not the case for you. So, what? Like, you would have to make the argument. This ain't an argument. This is an analogy that feels good. I am merely comparing it so that you can read. If you're a German, this is Sweden. Stop putting the two different history. Why even history? This is now reality. No, fucker. I was making an analogy, retard. I was saying that if a German is saying, I like my history, and what he's saying is he likes gassing Jews, he's fucking unhinged. The reason is that history is not inherently good. This is the point. The point is morality and your background doesn't necessarily go together, okay? You need to justify to have good morality, to have positive morality. If your history is rape, what the fuck? How is this good, right? There are some countries that have tradition of like kidnapping women and treating them like objects. Is that a good thing that one should preserve? Is that a good thing? No. So culture is not inherently good, okay? And before somebody comes in and is like, are you saying there's a country that do this thing? You know what's fun? Is in Canada, doing that is fucking illegal, right? So they don't do it, okay? Because when they come to Canada, they come because they want something new. They don't come to Canada because they want to recreate the bad aspect that they were getting out of. They're coming to Canada because they want to live a life where they can shine, when they can show who they are, without the parts that are fucking their lives up. Culture isn't and never was a fixed thing. Culture changed with time, economy, and everything. Culture is the cumulative wisdom of the people. Culture is enriched by being in contact with other culture. Thank you, brother. No shit, culture would change, but change based from its previous one. It's the same thing. No! No. Change doesn't only go towards progress. You see, that's a retarded thing that we thought before Donald Trump came in power, right? Because we seem to be on this delusion where we go, oh man, we've done a big bad here, okay? This is World War II, okay? So 1945, okay? World War II ends, and we're like, oh man, from now on, we're going to be the ultimately always moral people, right? And then we hit a block. where we go back to doing dumb fucking shits and where we seem to have completely forgotten that there's not only one way, right? We can go down. We can be moral retards that go backwards, away from progress. And I believe that whenever you make arguments towards, what happened in the past and the culture of the past is really where we should be, you're gone. You're gone. You're not making an argument. You're emoting. You're giving an emotion. You're just vibing. There's nothing behind that. An individual's culture, the nature aspect of it, comes from their respective parents and the individual around them. If rape is normal in the culture, then it's a different culture compared to the one where it's not. No, rape is normal because it's allowed. You get that? When you have a bunch of people that just pretend that it's okay to do bad things to women, well, it will just be perpetrated again, and again. Whenever you have a stop to it, like actual fucking laws and being around people that actually give a shit, like in Canada, it's weird, but it stops. I don't know many migrants that go on to rape women in Canada because they don't. Like, if it was truly like their culture makes them fucking a giga rapist, then they would still rape, right? But no, they don't. They do at lower rates as natives. I have never stated that it's incompatible. No, okay. Nigma, okay, you're just, I'm not saying that you cannot do, like, coding, but maybe your IQ's a little bit too low, and maybe you're not able to, like, fully understand what you're actually doing, but I don't think that you can. But you can do what you want. I never said that you couldn't actually code, but, like, I'm just saying, bro. You see how fucking idiotic what I just said was? Like, I was clearly saying that you're too retarded to code, right? This is what you're doing, but for migration, for culture. You're doing the same thing. You're not making an argument. You're just insulting rounds and rounds again. And after that, whenever I say your argument is retarded, you say I wasn't saying that. But no, if somebody goes to the furthest extent of what you just said, it will bring you to that. Your program that you're creating brings you there. It brings you there. All right. You're ironically making me irritated because you're being dumb here. Stop bringing variables and statement from the ether. I'm not bringing arguments and Bro, I'm not bringing anything from the ether. I'm substantiating what the fuck I'm saying through examples so that it enters your brain. No. What a fucking retard. Okay. If we split hairs, there are as many cultures as there are people. True! Oh yes, the medical progress mention. Yes, the mythical idea that people think that they will progress magically through life and get forward and have a better world without actually putting in the fucking work or without actually fighting for what is good. Holy shit, It's so unhinged, right? Okay. You know what, Stan? I have lower faith in you than this, okay? That was not the point that you're making. The point that you're making is you're saying, oh, going towards progress? What are you saying? There's no progress. Holy fucking shit. Yes, there is, okay? The last fucking 100 years have brought more to this fucking world than anything that happened before it, okay? We are going so much Like, we did so much for humanity. So much people are living better lives. Like, the people of Gaza getting bombed have it better than most people on planet Earth 2,000 years ago. Do you get that? Do you get how fucking unhinged this is? We could have the people getting fucking bombed have it better than everybody back then. So can we stop being like, there's no progress? There is. You can let them both mix with each other if it's in a controlled, safe, slow environment. If you rush it, you get an explosion, ends the limit. This is retarded. This is not an argument. Enigma, you are not understanding and be aware here. But he doesn't get that. I have never said that different separate culture are incapable, which they aren't to some degree. Exactly. You see, you're doing the thing. You're doing the thing. I didn't even read it and you did it. Why do you even bring in rape? It's one aspect. Yes, the reason why I bring in rape is because it makes it obvious, right? We obviously understand, like, it's inherent. Rape is bad, and something that has rape in it is bad. That's why I bring it in. Here in Canada, the Canadian culture is the project of the culture of the First Nation, French, English, Irish, Asian, African, USA, and all other people that get here. Why must I babysit what he reads so that he doesn't mix up everything with his half-reads? I don't mix up anything. How can you say thank you? Bro, you're reading MB as if he's following you. He's not. He's telling you that you're a retard. And Beware is the only one here that can comprehend both sides. Oh my god. You don't have to babysit nobody. Just leave the stream, stop fueling yourself and everybody else. I don't know, are you saying that to me or to Nigma? I think that you're saying that to Nigma. By the way, I love you, Stan. I love you a lot. It's okay that you have another vision, even though I personally think that a vision, like what Nigma is saying especially, is abhorrent because I used to have it. So even with that, I still love all the time that you are in the stream. So do you, Nigma. So do I with you, Nigma, okay? I love both of you. It's just that you are saying to me, what you are saying is a little bit like, well, you know, the Negroid skull shape cannot complete the cultural intensities necessary to know what good culture is. Thus, he must stay in Somalia. Like, what the fuck? This ain't an argument. This is just an inch. Alright. Is this rage bait? Seeing how I have already stated the complete opposite and I'm trying to caveat Maple, I am saying that any country, if it really welcomes migrant and offer them real opportunity, will gain from them. Based. Holy shit. Can we both just move on? We're both two babies that are crying because we hit each other from misunderstanding. No, you know what? When we say both side, that's just another way for I'm a fucking... Okay. I was about to go, I had like 3 racial slur up in here, so oof, I need to like remove the buffer. Okay. When you say like we both and you put us at an equality, this is unhinged because your view is not funded. Okay. You're the only one in here that don't get that. I seem to understand what you say and that you don't like having people from other countries. You're saying it in such a bad way. Why are you talking about progress and bombs now? Because I'm talking about Stan. Oh, alright, let me mix boiling oil, water, and running... Okay. So we think... Try not to have a bad faith argument. Ooh. Tell me, what is the bad faith? Okay, the bad faith here. The bad faith. At Maple to Nigma. I'm not sure if I understand this one. Anyway, the bad faith here that he's perceiving is how you're not able to contend with anything that we're saying and that you're just picking the parts that you want and answering to them. The point, if you want a concise point, bringing people to your country that feels welcome and that are used at their full, like they're able to like become real human, do actual things that they like. When you do that with people, they tend to integrate in the society. And when I say integrate, I don't say conform to their cultural rules. I mean they become part of it and they enrich it. This is the argument that MBE and I are making because we see it in our daily life, okay? So when you're here saying, we've got thousands of people coming into our cities and it's bad, we're like, we understand that you've got terrorist blocks, okay? We understand that you have places in cities that are like getting shot at because you've mishandled the migrants. I get that. I understand that. I'm not a retard, okay? I know that there are actual terrorists and that there's a reason why the fucking Canadian advisory, which was the start of it all, says that you shouldn't go to the UK because there's fucking terrorists, is because they mishandled their fucking migrants, okay? I understand that. What I'm saying is that saying that the problem is the quantity or the fact that there was migrant is fucking retarded. It's a little bit like as if you had cancer from radiation and you were like, you know what? I've got lung cancer because I fucking sniffed plutonium, but it sure is that the problems are my lung. Bro, you're out of it. It's the wrong fucking diagnosis. Is immigration fundamentally wrong? No. Just to be clear, I'm pro-immigration, I am pro-mixed culture, I do want more people from the whole world to come to Quebec and Canada. Based. Personally, I just see them individual like anyone else. The only problem is that that requires a limit to not become a mess. Is simply the culture and the difference experience in life. Then what's the problem? Okay, that's why we think that you're being like bad faith, is because you're trying to make a link where there's not, because you want somebody to be on your side. I'm stating exactly that, or at least that's what. And no, you're not. Carefully, sure. One, before it was gladly. It's limited. Before it was gladly. Lately, okay, lately, I think you're saying. Okay, Nigma, I think that's a recurring problem each time that I talk to you. That's why I wanted to debate Stan, okay? That's why I wanted to yell at Stan, okay? Because I feel like Stan will do an head-on collision while you're going to do like woo. Well, so fully, but the reality. Okay, Nigma. Okay, Nigma. Use 8 word. Use 8 word. No. There's no async bullshit. Nigma. I need you to... One last thing, Nigma. I need you to use 8 words to describe what you would do if you were in the past, okay? It's 2010. It's 2010. What would you do if you were in the shoes of the politician in 2010? Don't say that. You didn't. What would you do if you were in the shoes of the leaders of your country in 2010? That's not an answer. That's not an answer. Like, it's very easy to answer. Of course, I'm bombastic. Of course, MBE Ware is going to write things better than me. He's not a 20-something yelling at another way younger than that something. What do you want from me? It's the answer. It's okay. The problem here is that the true answer, okay, if you were honest, if you went in deep into everything that you've stated, unless I'm mishearing you, okay, is that the solution to that problem, if you were to go back, would be to cut immigration. This is what you're stating. This is how you've explained yourself, how you've brought yourself on the chat. This is how it comes across to everybody on the chat. You are stating the solution to this was less immigration, more calculated, more fine. We didn't need to get all of these people. MB Ware asked for my position. MB Ware and I are asking for the same thing. No, MB, I think you are better, okay? Stop being stop being Canadian for a minute, okay? Do you agree with what I just said? Do you agree with what I just said, Nigma? What I just explained right before I talked to MBE, do you agree with it? Okay, so, okay, I'll write it while I say it. We're just going to be sure to be on the same fucking line because I love yapping, okay? So, we should have a controlled amount of migrants, and they should come in smaller quantities. Fuck. That we take care of. You are correct, but I am stating by something a whole different from what you have got. Okay. Is what I just wrote true? We should have a more controlled amount of migrant that should come in smaller quantities that we can take care of. Yes, okay. The issue with that, I don't agree with that. Okay? This is the thing. When I restated that, it's because I wanted to show that I understood your position, because I added at one time. The thing is, when you say that, in your brain, you seem to be equating the ID, and your message was blocked from YouTube. All good, it's okay. I would want it to be blocked, to be honest. Oh, bro, that's... Oh, maybe that was not a good idea. Ah, fuck. Oh, no. YouTube might just put the... Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. Let's not do that again. Okay. Okay. Maple, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. We still have a stream. The issue is just that no, Maple did not get banned. Okay. So the issue here is that you are equating, like, is he going to stop the stream? Brother, go fuck yourself. You are equating the number of migrants with the problem, right? You are saying there was too much migrant, while in reality, that was never the issue. The issue was not the quantity. You could have taken 10x that amount. The issue was how you treated them. And not coming to that reality makes you live in a delusion where you are going to passively blame the migrants. This is why your view feels aberrant to me. There's two solutions for that. Reduce the number of people, increase the care. I prefer more care. Okay. Enigma, MB would tell me, okay? So, no, it's not true. I'm not a retard. Alright? You don't have to play the little game. Oh my god, we're yapping so much. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, MB is so based. What do you mean Maple was potentially a retarded idiot? I was when I was younger and I had your position. What the fuck am I supposed to say? Alright, enough roast. If I haven't been joking. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, it doesn't change a lot. Yesterday I was talking to only MBE for the, for the whole freaking stream. So, yeah, who gives a shit? I had a little presentation. But I wanted to talk about Carney. Okay. Oh god, I love the guy. I agree with that too. God, we're based. Okay. Maple is done with Nigma shit. Maple accidentally clicked the end button. True. To be honest, I could debate like these things for hours. I'm too principled. True. Carney, you know what? Carney is me if I had no daughter and invested all of my time in banking and politics. Holy shit, okay? I love the guy. Alright. I don't know. Every day I'm so fucking happy that he's our prime minister. Holy shit. And had a rich family to start with. Well, I had a rich family. So, well, my dad was, had some money. He could have been a better father, but he had some money. Alright. I had some question for you, MB. So, I read what you sent. Very informative, because I'm a retard, and I don't know anything about DBs. Oh shit, another comments. I was probably... Correlation doesn't mean causation. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, so... From the... Okay. Background. MB sent me a document explaining to me how how DBs are built, which, funny enough, I got to the exact same conclusion, and every example that you gave me, I was like, I had a feeling about how fucking retarded it was. Oh, no way. Oh, no way, I'm a retard. Oh shit, an hour ago you called me a retard and I didn't know. Wait a second. If it's the live chat, I'll drink antifreeze. Holy shit. I love you, Nigma, okay? I love you a lot. Alright. Well, it wouldn't change it, like, right away, right? If it did a thing. It would be a little bit too OP. And it will provide me more... Bro, shut the fuck up. Okay, you won't get me on this. It's written! Okay. Alright. I opened a new window. That would be, yeah, that would probably not work right away. Alright. So I had a couple of questions to try to maybe lean a little bit on your experience, because there's some words that I didn't understand. So the document, give me a second. All right, I'll show it even if it's in French, and even if it's a small as fuck. Oh, I could open it here. Oh yes, cool shapes. Okay. Based. All right. So yeah, your examples were very funny to me, because like it like it feels bad to see, right? When I saw that, I was like, ooh, that's retarded. So like, why would you do that? Why? So yeah, I think I get it, but maybe I'm a little dumb. The thing that kind of brought me some questions is because I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly. So you have somewhere that says there is no list, right? That if we want to have a 1NF, one normal form DB, there needs to be no list. You'd be surprised of what exists in production. I don't doubt it. So no list, no tabulators, I guess, and no fucked field. Let's put it that way. So there's one thing that I'm not sure how you would do this. Oh, let's just start by actually explaining it. Okay, so I'm gonna yap a little bit. Okay, so it's a reference to a real thing. Alright, I didn't know that that existed. Okay. Okay, then what we're going to do is I'm just going to go into the design of what I did. And I want to see if you have a disagreement, or if you think that what you sent me was either superior, or if it has something that I'm forgetting. Because there's a couple of things that I want to know. We both were crying, baby. Nothing unusual. Nothing usable would result if I didn't force myself to shut it and hear your side. Alright, Nigma's a little bitch. But I'm a rant, okay? So I'm a rant to MBE over here. So, okay, you sent me this. Now, I never know how to open these up. So I just did this. And I did this war crime. So that's what you sent, alright? Can I... No, I cannot miniaturize that? Alright. Alright. Okay. I'll close the chat, okay? I'll fucking close the chat. Fuck you. Alright. So, that's the design that you sent me. I know that's a general idea, but let's just compare a little bit. So, my big issue that I see with this idea of a design is that you're giving value to every single file in the system, right? Because what you're saying is we're going to create a file instance, we could say a file instance ID, for every file in every version. Now, I disagree with that, because I think that whenever we do that, we lose value and we repeat things that we shouldn't. Here, I know that it was just like a general thing that you were throwing in and that was half-baked. I get it. I'm just explaining the design, and it will bring us some understanding. So the way that it works in how I've implemented and overthought about it. So what you have... Let's just name the things, right? So here you have the version names with a version ID. Now this version ID, what it drives is it drives bridge file. So what bridge file does is it combines a version ID and a file name ID, and it points to a file. Now file means a file that hasn't changed, okay? So here you have a range, so a range of versions. So let's say from version 1 to version 16, the file hasn't changed, so we are going to have one file ID for said file, and because it hasn't changed, it's going to have a TID that shows that actual range. Now, because this is the entry to everything in the project, right? Because if you open a file, this is how you're going to get your data at the start. Right? We assume that you don't have anything, you give a version name and a file name, this is how you open up a page, and then if you get more data, then you probably already have some ID. We don't expect you to do some other thing. Like, at other levels, it's different, that's what I mean. So here, on bridge file, we always generate an instance of this. So even if there's no change from one version to another, so let's say that version 3 and version 3.1, there's no change, they will just point to the same file ID. But there will be two bridge file inside of the database, right? So this is the rough idea for the file system, for the file space system. So from here, do I sound retarded? No, we don't store every file. We only store the actual file in JIT, from JIT. Oh, sorry. When I said file, what I mean is the concept of a file. The file ID means a file that doesn't have change within it. So it will only change file ID whenever the file itself change. Because we won't be storing all the lines in our database. We get it from Git. Okay, so you disagree with that. The reason why I do that, why I thought this was a good idea, I agree. Yes. Okay, so we have the we have the same idea here. There's just not enough detail for me to see it. Yeah, that's good. All right. All right, I'm gonna yap a little bit more. DB schema that I sent you. You sent a DB schema and I didn't see it? Oh, yes, you sent one. It's just that I have a hard time reading it because I'm a retard. Yeah, that's this one. All right. No, that's the thing that you get. dbdef? dbdef, first draft. Oh no, okay. Alright, yes, that's it. Okay, this I don't... Okay, not important for now. Meta stuff. Like, okay, this is why I was confused. When you say Git version, like it... What would you store there? Like, do you want to store the code for the version? But technically there's multiple, right? So you would need to store a range. Oh. Oh, wait. Does that mean that in your view, you would also store the data? Or... Like, in your idea of the database... Like, I think that I'm just reading this so fucking wrong. But, in your idea of the database, are you storing the whole file, or are you still using Git? Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but that felt like a separate project. that felt like something that maybe was MB is based because he knows shit. Okay, so in your view, we end up storing it into it. I don't know. I think it's just because I have a hard time, like, putting it in my head how it would work. Okay, I had a question before that. The idea of having the code is so we can also search for thing in the code in relation to the other condition we could have. I get that. That sounds a little bit useless if we have one storage for all the tags, right? If we have a storage for all the name of the variables, searching through the variables, and then trying to see which applies to the file that we're looking at or the version that we're looking at, sounds like a better use of our time than storing the whole code. Or maybe you're right, and like searching through the whole code is a better way to do it. I don't know. Oh well, sorry. It would depend, right? It would depend, right? Because my view only allows us to search through tags, but not a whole line of code. So that's true. I don't think that I would see MBE as a grandfather. I see him as a big friend. That's way smarter than... he sounds like the type of guy that has made a lot of the same things. Storing code doesn't cost much, but would cost more to develop a bridge to real code later. In what way? In a romantic way, okay? Big romantic. That's not an insult. Come on. Why would it be an insult? Okay. Okay, I think I have more of an idea of where you're going, maybe. You are indeed safe. I know you're talking about fat. And just... like, why would I call him fat? That's so dumb. Why would I do that? Alright. Okay, I have a question for you, MB. Let's put a stop on it. Now that you understand the design and that we have the exact same idea, but probably just a naming scheme that is different. It's not because I see things like that you should... Oh, I know. I'm trying to get an idea of if I'm doing something critically retarded, and for now it seems that no. So that's the big thing that I'm trying to do here. So let's just go through the include, because that's one of them that I have no freaking clue how you could implement otherwise. So that was before, like, this already works, right? The include system is already a thing that works. If you go into bridge include, it has the file ID. So each instance of a file that hasn't been modified. And we have a IID, an include ID. And the include ID is linked to a range of dates on timestamp, so that we know if the include ID changed or did not change whenever a file changed. So we can have like those two things be independent. But the last thing, the thing that like is fucking my brain, because all of this I think I'll redo it, but the thing that is fucking my brain is the storing the include itself. So the way that I went about it was to make a ranking and then put like the file IDs one after another. So if you search for an include ID, it will give you like the full list of ranking for an ID, and you can put them in order so that you have them in order inside of your well, when you display them. Is this a legit way to do things, or is this is there a better way, right? I don't get how we could like store a list without having this type of ranking. So I just want to know if this is a big no-no somehow, or if there is a better way to do so. The include are difficult. But like, so what I'm asking, if we purify the question. How do we... If something is repeated, if there's multiple amount of something from... If we start with one thing that points to multiple amounts of things, how do we do that? How do we scale up inside of a database? This is the only way that I've seen it done, like, cleanly. The other way would have been to JSON the fuck out of it. So you can actually plug it into the database, and it will, like, decompress the little JSON thing and then get you the data. And it can still do some relational DB things. It's just longer. 1 row per repetition. Okay, there's no other way. Like, of course, if those were always like 100 of things long, then the JSON thing would make a lot of sense. But yeah, okay. It's because sometime, like, there's going to be like 2 of them. Sometimes there's going to be 14. Oh, the JSON field, like, I saw it and I was like, what? There's no way people do that. Alright. Alright. Okay. Technically, it is not 3 normalized. Fuck. Okay. 3NF. How would you make this 3NF? Would it be possible? But if you do it consciously, it can integrate better with modern tools. Alright. Like, okay. Two paths here. I don't understand how we could make it 3NF. I know that it's not necessary, but maybe understanding how is a good thing. Of course, the JSON thing would never be. Okay, let me just give you some insight into where my brain is. My brain is here. My brain is right here. Alright. So the issue is that we have the same problem, but for the full AST. Because at the end of the day, we are going to need to store the AST that we've created in the order of the lines of the text if we want to not decompress, but like pull them up whenever we open a file to have all of the things at the right place, right? So to do that, we're going to have some kind of universal field for each of these line or each of these concept. Like, we're gonna need a list for that somewhere. So AST will need to do the same thing, right? So that's the issue that I'm having here. One table with index. One table with within with an, what the fuck did that mean? With an index, and each include on a row ID. Okay, here's what's going on in my head. Okay. I'm keeping a lot of ideas in my brain en ce moment. Wow. In this moment. So let's take a random file. What I would like to be possible... Fuck. It's not a... It's the only file that doesn't work for this. Come on. Okay, what I would like to be possible is if we could, like, light up some part of text. Like, highlight some part of text. So for that, we need to keep in mind that we, like, need to have the start and the end and the characters where it starts. We need to store that. ID. What do you mean by, what do you mean by, okay, you store all of that. I think we will end up to agree. Okay, that I need to go deeper on. Table include ID, makes sense. Ranking, makes sense. Include data. Okay, you mean by include data, this is where, like, a line number would be. And the foreign key would be the actual name of the, well, the file itself for the include. Yes, Nigma, you can always ask your question. The whole data that you for an include. Fuck, we should start writing shit, but I know my brain is not here enough. Alright, let's just... I just want to see a quick thing. I'll answer that, Nigma. Give me a moment. Alright. I just want to poke your brain. Because I know that we won't get far. So for an include, let's say that I use your table include thing. Fuck. Let me copy it, bitch. Okay. Okay, table include. So you have an ID for the include. That makes sense. You have a ranking. So in reality, let's like get into it, right? Let's make this perfect. So if we add an include, we would have a line number, right? Well, let's line number. We would probably have a char number. Maybe not for an include line. Not for an include line. It would be retarded. We don't need to. Because those are full lines. So we only need line number. When you say include data, it would be foreign key for the file contained in the include, right? Because an include points to a file. So we could say file name. After that, we would also want to store when the include change. So what we're stating here is that we could have would you put this on something else? Okay, okay. Let's take this. Oh, that's true. Include ID, code. Include conditional. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, my mouse was wandering around, but I looked at this. Yeah. Okay, fuck. I understand why you want to do it that way. Yes, MB, I agree with you. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think, do we actually want to do this calculus? Or, like, do we want to put this in the database? Or do we do that after the fact, client side? Because technically we will have the information about, like, where it is on the file. So this could be, like, processed easily. But at the same time, we're asking the client to do some processing that could be done in advance. But are we really storing something of value with the conditional? Well, I guess we would if we are only there to parse the include. So that's a lot of question. You keep all the defines on the client. Well, the idea. Well, okay. Whenever you open Bootlin, we agree that every one of these things, every one of these, like AST token, let's put it that way, they are loaded into memory, right? So that it would be of no cost to us to make some kind of processing client side so that we could, like, A, display it, but second of all, actually, like, affect it, use it to do something else with it. Like, in my vision of the client side of it, we could have, like, not a database, but a little bit, like, client side that could do some amount of fucking around. Like, that could do some amount of calculation, some amount of change to the code, some amount of change of how things are displayed. My vision of this is heavily client side. That's where I'm going at. So, you're bringing another view of this. And I don't know. I feel like it could be useful. I'm just not sure if it is for include. Like, I feel like there's for sure a place, like, I would say, my God, this is so smart. You know where? Okay, that's where. With kconfigs. With kconfigs, that would feel fucking awesome. That means the information is in the code instead of the database. That means that that another client doesn't have that information. All right, let's just understand let's just understand what we need, right? So what we're assuming, unless it repeats your code to parse the include. Well, no, because our include would be separate, right? Okay. Let me draw it out. So let's say that we add an AST, let's say a class, okay? AST class for all of our thing client side. So the include is an AST class, the define are an AST class, and all of these things are different AST class, a little bit like we've done on Python. What we could do is create code with the if-defs that would allow to like say, oh, if there's an if-def there, well, we can make the code to automatically collapse the part that it managed, right? So same thing with the include. Like all of this can be managed client side. The only thing that we will need to provide more will be some default values. So for example, with that client, we would need a full kconfig setup, like with all the variables that should be set up so that the file makes sense when we see it. So we could have different option there, or we could modify with a home-baked menu config thing. We would have some default variables that we know should be set up for a standard system. Like we would have to give a lot of things. But if the if interpretation would be in the code of the client. Yes, that's the idea. So the idea that is that all of that is client side, and we would provide like this is the standard list of values that you should have if you set up your kernel in this way. Because this is what the .conf is, right? When you do menu config, your .conf would be all of your kconfig, and your kconfig will normally manage 99% of whatever is like if-def blocked or not. So we can already like process that, and the rest is like a handful amount of things that are defined by either the architecture or the compiler. So these one we will need to hard code it, but like we create a control panel for the architecture things, we create a fake menu config for the kconfig thing, and we pretty much have like a whole customizable kernel in the box, I guess. But if the condition around the include allows to load the right socket.h and get the right struct and type def, you are 3 to 4 include deep. You don't want to load all of that onto the web client. I don't think that we need to load it for it to work, right? Because what I'm saying, okay, do I have a kernel? Do I have a kernel? All right. Right. So whenever you know this, whenever you do make def config, you get this shit, right? If we load this into the browser, we have 99% of our if defs, right? 99% of them will be displayed and done correctly. We don't have to give a fuck. So the rest of it, like maybe there your idea is freaking genius, right? Where is it? Fuck. Maybe there we would need some kind, maybe you're right. And we would need some kind of include conditional that would state, okay, sorry, it would not be an include conditional. It would be a note on the if-def that says, if this file is to work, it needs this one or it needs this other thing, right? Maybe we could like untangle the kconfigs to make sure that we always have something that makes sense. The problem is that we don't know if it's going to be an issue, right? Because there is a very real possibility that we just load the kconfig and everything makes sense, right? You're always annoying, Nigma. It's okay. Um, and yeah, you wanted an answer. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. What's your opinion on God and deities in general? I don't care. I don't care. Believe in what you want. If you want there to be a God, do it. I believe that I am my own God because I construct my own reality. I'll build whatever the fuck I need to build for me and my daughter, and that's all I believe in my ability to be stubborn as fuck and prevail. Like I said, the include are R2 modelized. Are you kidding me? You can click on something to see them? I didn't know you could. Bro. Because we are moderators, it doesn't allow me. No? Is it channel activity? Oh, bro. All right. That's a good one. Okay, okay. Okay, the issue is I don't know if the include are R2 modelized. Oh, fuck. We're talking about different thing. We're talking about different thing. What you're talking about is making a 3, right? This is what you're talking about. You're saying knowing that this file will need these files, that will need this file, these files. Like this is hard because we don't have the information about everything and all the magic shit that we have between it. I don't think that we have to focus on this shit. This is my thesis. My thesis is that kconfig will carry us far enough so that we're going to be able to make a file that can collapse and feel good. It doesn't need to be perfect. Right? That's for tomorrow. That is the reason why I might store more information so I can answer all of those questions. Yes, I agree. We should always store as much information as possible. It's just that there are... Oh, okay. Let me caveat that. A little bit. I think that some of the information that you may want to store may fuck around with the architecture specific part of things because we need to keep in mind that we are going to create a system that should be able to shift between architectures. And if we say, oh, this file is always linked to this file, well, maybe this architecture doesn't have that specific like system. So we need to think about the data that we're storing to see if it makes any sense. But yes, my vision of this is extremely client heavy. All right. Your understanding of the project is so far. It's okay. We're not compiling anything. The goal is to be able to view each architecture and view each kconfig, to be able to apply them upon the code and to see how it would change the code. So a dev that works on x86 might not be able to see the code from an ARM point of view easily, but should be able to do this if we give him the tool. And the tool is going to be KernelInfo. And my vision is that I can answer any question from an SQL query. I agreed with that until 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 it feels like it doesn't. But I guess that's how we're going to have to do our thing. All right. All right, I think that's all for today. Probably got to go to sleep. Tomorrow I've got a lot of reading to do, and I'll do it all live. I don't know when I will start. Maybe 12, maybe earlier, probably earlier. No, the thing is, MB, you're never in. Don't worry, okay? You're never imposing your way on me. Don't worry. It's just because I agreed with your version. Um, put as much info as possible in the DB. My only issue is that whenever I would like try to conceptualize it in my mind, I would always end up in these cases where I'm like, well, the data is going to start to lie if I store too much, right? If you store some information, maybe it's valid for some architecture, but not others. So when we're getting like that deep into it, it feels a little like we have to really think about this before putting something in the DB at that level. You meant as in viewing configuration, some create compatibility conversion towards an architecture, right? Just inside your all right, Nigma, I'll explain it for you. Where's our favorite files? Where's our favorite files? Sked, where the fuck are you? Okay. Here we have a special example of sked.h. Okay, sked.h is based because it is. So let's say, oh, this is so perfect. Let's say that you are a kernel dev and you want to know, hey, what the fuck? Why does my code not execute? Why does my code not work? And you go and check and try to debug, you don't have a fucking clue. So what you will be able to do is you will have an interface like this that looks exactly like this, but you will be able to put a kconfig into it, right? So you have a kconfig loaded into this shit, and you're going to have a big ass switch. You click it, and it says display has config oblige or something better named than that. And what will happen is this part of the code, oh shit, I'm on ARM and it doesn't have Arch KStack end. It will compress it, so you will see that there's something that has been removed, but it will be da-da-da removed. So you'll be able to see things as they are truly, not as the code is like plainly written. So that gives you a bit more view into how things work, and this will also allow us to display things in more like obvious ways, right? If we change architecture, for example, let's say that we go from ARM from ARM 64 kilobyte page size to x86, then the thread size will probably move, right? It will be bigger or smaller. So we're going to be able to see how it reflects on this specific union, thread union, right? There's all of these things that we can play around with if we store the information. So that's why I'm talking a lot about architectures. About architectures. When I'm talking about that, the idea here is to be able to apply an architecture on the code and see the change of that code, of how that code would be like compiled. The architecture is defined with the define and the goal. That is the goal of the include conditional. I I don't know what you mean by the shade of this goal. Like that phrase doesn't make sense to me. Like there's a lot of things. Remove the architecture specific. Well, not necessarily remove, but to be able to compare it. So we want to take into account all the variables, um, all the change to the code, so that we can bring in good information from it, right? How fun would it be if we could display a struct and like also display the substruct, right? The struct within a struct, and show them with architecture specific change for each of them. That would be insane. That would be so cool. But like, we need a lot to do that. All right. I'm having a hard time understanding what like include conditional, how it would work, but I think that we need to like get into it. You're getting to the same fucking place. I'll create some sample data to make it more obvious how it works. And if you make a schema, take time to read it. We'll make a stream for this to work on the schema for now. I know that it's probably a little bit boring for you, but I have to do kernel research. So I'll dedicate the next 2 stream on this and probably a little bit more. But yeah, we'll go into kernel research and we'll put this on ice a little bit. All right. Happy that you like suffering through Pharonics articles and speed running through things, because that's what we're going to need. So yeah, tomorrow that's what we're doing, and the day after too should be awakened enough, awake, to be able to do actual things. And I'll have coffee and medication still in my body. That will help a lot in reading. Yes, Nigma. That's one part of it. And I'll be the student with endless streams of question. This is good. I need it, right? Because what we're going to do tomorrow is going to be like, okay, I have no freaking clue what this is, and we need to understand it now. So I'll probably have like 4 article open and send shit to the AI constantly just to have like a triple view of the thing. Oh, it's going to be unhinged. But we need to be fast. We need to be fast. Um, we don't have a lot of time. We have 2 weeks and a half, I think, and I have to. I have to make the freaking video in that time. Oh shit. Uh. Oh, never apologize, Nigma. I'm like at the start of the stream when I was debating the fuck out of you. I do it because I love it. I like arguments. I. It's just fun to me, right? Even if the views that you've brought are heretics to me, okay? I'm like, burn on the stakes. Even if that's true, I still like arguing. Could argue for days. The videos, it's just reading the mailing list mails. No, true. Oh, I use okay in French. Arguments literally means like to discuss, to uh to debate, but even debate is like a little bit strong. There's no negative attached to it. It's just I don't know how to say like I don't know how to say we had a back and forth, and that back and forth had maybe some performative animosity and some animosity in the ideas that you espouse, but I have no animosity towards you because I like you. Yes, Brody is goddamn. Like, this video is just reading the mailing list mail. No, it would be reading the mailing list mail out of context without understanding what the fuck they're talking about and not being honest about not understanding what the fuck they're talking about. Discussion is must lie, but no one throws access and open. There's, I'm happy to accept my mistake. I just don't think that I have had any mistake in this discussion. All right. We're good. We're good. Love you, Enigma. Love you, MB. Love you, whoever is the third person in here. And if you can still hear me, Stan, I love you. Okay, it's not because it's not because you're trying to out fascist the fascist that I hate you. Okay. I don't think we have the same view, Enigma. You just have you just don't understand the full length of it. So it's okay. I love you. All right, we're good. Ciao, bye. We're seeing each other tomorrow. I'll spam the Discord, right? Probably me, 2 connection, 1 for the TV, 1 based. We do laser at the end. Goodbye. Bye bye. Okay, ciao.